May 6, 2010, the US stock market is having a normal day. Until suddenly it isn't. At 2:32 p.m., the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the most important index in the world, falls off a cliff. In 5 minutes, nearly $1 trillion of value evaporates. Gone. Poof. Accenture stock goes from $40 to 1 penny. Apple shares drop like a stone. People are crying. CNBC anchors look like they've seen a ghost. The FBI thinks it's a cyber attack by a foreign government. But it wasn't a government, it wasn't a terrorist. It wasn't even a team of hackers. It was a guy named Navinder. He was 36 years old. He lived with his parents in Hounslow, London. He was wearing a tracksuit, and he was really annoyed at some trading bots. This is the story of the Hound of Hounslow, the solo trader who accidentally broke the global financial system and made $40 million doing it. When you think of a market manipulator, you think of Jordan Belfort, right? Yachts, models, throwing me yeets at targets. Navinder Sarao was the opposite. He had mild Asperger's. He was obsessed with video games like FIFA. To him, the stock market was just a giant video game with a high score. He traded from his bedroom on a slow internet connection. He didn't care about money. He didn't buy Ferraris. He drove a beat-up car and ate McDonald's. He just wanted to win, but he had an enemy. His enemy was high-frequency traders, HFTs. These are supercomputers owned by big banks that buy and sell stocks in microseconds, scalping pennies from regular guys like you and me. Navinder hated them. He felt they were cheating, so ... He decided to cheat back. Okay, class is in session. How did he do it? He used a technique called spoofing. Imagine you are at an auction for a painting. The price is $100. Navinder would scream, "I'll sell it for $99. No, $98. Nitrogen monoxide. WAIT. I have 500 paintings to sell for $95. Everyone else panics. They think a massive supply is hitting the market. They start selling their paintings for $90 just to get out. But here is the trick. Navinder never intended to sell. The moment the price dropped to $90, he would cancel all his sell orders and secretly buy the cheap paintings at $90. Then, when the market realized there was no sell pressure, the price would bounce back to $100, and Navinder would sell for a profit. He built a custom program to do this automatically. It placed thousands of huge sell orders to scare the market, then deleted them milliseconds before they could be filled. It was genius, it was effective, and it was very illegal. On May 6th, Navinder turned his program on. But this time, he set the settings a little too high. He was spamming the market with massive sell orders on the E-mini S&P 500 futures. The high-frequency trading bots saw these huge orders and their algorithms panicked. They started selling, which triggered other bots to sell, which triggered stop losses. It created a liquidity vacuum. Everyone was selling, nobody was buying. The market collapsed 9% in minutes. It was the wildest ride in history. Blue chip stocks were trading for pennies. Navinder, sitting in his pajamas, saw the chaos. He didn't panic, he saw an opportunity. While the world was burning, he closed his short positions and bought the dip. By the time the market recovered 20 minutes later, Navinder had made $879,000 in a single day. Over the next few years, his total profits hit $40 million. For 5 years, nobody knew who did it. The regulators were scratching their heads, but eventually they traced the digital footprints back to an IP address in ... Hounslow. When the police raided his house, they expected a criminal mastermind. They found Navinder in his room, with his dad downstairs watching TV. Here is the craziest part. He didn't even spend the money. He had $40 million, but he lost a huge chunk of it investing in dodgy schemes because he was too trusting. He didn't know how to enjoy the wealth. He just liked the game. He was extradited to the US. He faced 380 years in prison. But because he helped the government understand how the crash happened, they went easy on him. He was sentenced to house arrest. which honestly is where he wanted to be anyway. So what can we learn from the Hound of Hounslow? The order book is a lie. Just because you see a massive sell wall on your crypto or Forex chart doesn't mean it's real. Whales spoof all the time. If you see a wall, ask yourself, are they trying to stop the price or scare you? Don't fight the algos. Navinder was a genius, but even he got caught eventually. If you try to outsmart the bots with speed, you will lose. Beat them with patience, not speed. Money isn't everything. Navinder made generational wealth and ended up in a cell. Trading should give you freedom, not a prison sentence. That's the story of the flash crash. If you enjoyed watching a guy in a tracksuit destroy Wall Street, smash that like button. Subscribe for more stories of financial insanity. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next trade.